Welcome to Glenafric in the Scottish Highlands, one of our last frontiers.
I do think it's very nice, but it's a bit chilly up here.
The few folk that live in this beautiful part of the world mix with the wild, gradually shaping each other. And it's here we live, breathe and work. My family, the Pococks.
I've had these trousers on for weeks, man. I've been mucking out pigs and cutting firewood and everything, and they're still, reasonably clean, Having said that, I'm just away to muck out the pigs, and that's a pretty stinky business, so that might be the end of them.
Living off the grid, we grow our own, milk our own, and butcher our own.
They're not idle children. They don't sit in front of the computer or playing with the PlayStation. Mainly because they don't have them.
Alright, cheesy grin.
For the last 19 years, we have carved out a life shunning all the city has to offer. But this year, the biggest thing happening in the Glens is kicking off in our backyard. Look out, 21st century. We're about to join the electrical revolution, if someone will help us.
I just want electricity. I think, well, why the hell should I have to live without it?
My name is Sasha Pocock, and this is my family. Husband Ian, he's my action man.
Get out of there. I'm not able to do the things I like to do, as I am spending it trying to get electricity, which most people just take for granted.
15-year-old Ryan can put his hand to anything.
It's just a bit of wall decoration.
17-year-old Sarah's intent on getting out of here and becoming the first in the family to go to university.
One of my friends goes to me, she goes, "Oh, you don't look like a hillbilly, but you live like one." I was like, yeah, I guess you could say that. Not quite, though.
And Ewan and Douglas are our two youngest, but they couldn't be more different.
I'm 11 years and I like my bicycle and my motorbike and my chickens.
I like symmetry and maths, that's good. And I love reading. I always read.
Along with us, we have 19 horses, 12 sheep, 6 mad dogs, 5 greedy pigs, 4 strutting ducks, 2 performing geese, a couple of dairy cows, and a choir of hens and cockerels. And we live here, a place called Coogee, a croft at the end of the glen in the middle of nowhere, and we love it.
King of all the glens!
6:30 a.m. Our generator broke again last night, so it's breakfast the old-fashioned way.
We've managed to get Douglas out of bed so far. I'm downstairs, dressed.
I'm nearly ready. All I need to have is that's you in.
You and you dressed properly?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Morning, everybody. Oh, you made porridge?
We don't have a lot of money, but what do they say? Money can buy you diamond rings, money can't buy you love.
What flavour of crisps do you want?
But what we don't have, we more than make up for. Unlike my childhood, where I bounced between 17 different primary schools. This was my dream. I mean, I was brought up in the country anyway, so this is what I wanted. Because I myself didn't have a very stable upbringing, it was very important to me to give my children a stable upbringing. As soon as the kids are off to school, our work begins.
Get out, dog!
Ian does his chores and I do mine.
The children just drink it all. They don't drink juice, they drink milkshake all the time because there's always plenty of milk.
When we're not with the animals, we're cutting firewood. We go through tons of the stuff for all our cooking and heating. As soon as the kids are out of school, they chip in, working until dusk. Although some of us have different jobs.
What are you doing?
I'm just making a den, but it's gonna come about here, and all this is gonna be my den.
All right, Dougal.
I'm making a little den.
Good
I'm
boy.
making the door camouflage.
Excellent. Well done, me man.
What's his name?
Huntley.
Huntley. Ah,
Because he came from Huntley.
I've been to Huntley.
Have you? Living on the edge of one of Scotland's last wildernesses, we've been building up our pony trekking business for the last 15 years.
In a straight line, you would be 45 miles or thereabouts before you actually found another main road.
But you can still find us on the map, or sat-nav. When I get busy with the horses, that's my job, full-time. I wake up in the morning, I get my horse riding clothes on, I go out, I catch horses, brush them, and then I'm out on the horses all day. I love my pony trekking. I wanted it always to be enough to tide us over. You know, I wanted it to be a job and have an income, but I don't want it to be a massive thing because I don't want the croft either to become a huge commercial thing. I want it to still be the croft. But the flip side to living here without any of the services that most people take for granted is we're continually striving to be self-sufficient.
This is actually just a little tad dangerous because if the wind changes, that comes round and gets me. It's now more than a little dangerous.
Free power is not as easy as you might think.
Aye, well, there's the wee current coming from the wind turbine. Oh, well, the wind's obviously stopped now. There you go. Can't watch TV tonight because there's no wind.
Autumn. Trekking is all but finished for another 7 months, and with it, our main source of income. Our time is now spent preparing for winter and making sure we have enough food for the animals and us. And when we're not doing that, we're stockpiling firewood.
We'll put these in that trailer. Go on, pull, babe, pull. And need to go over this log as well, there we go. See you chuffed? Oh, delighted. Over the moon. It's always good to get wood in. It's a shame I didn't get it earlier in the year because it hasn't got long to dry, but I have got some dry firewood in the shed. But this will get chopped up. I'll put that up the Bailey elevator into the log tower.
Eight tons of wood, enough to heat the croft for as many weeks. But it still doesn't help us put the lights on, a thing of many an argument. Teachers complaining that the children aren't doing their homework on time. And they're writing in their jotters in red pen, oh, children haven't done their homework. Children can't see to do their homework. And if it's raining outside or it's freezing cold, I can't very well make them sit on the picnic benches to do their homework, but they can't sit in here and do the homework, so what am I supposed to do? Well, what do we spend all our money on?
Fuel.
All our money goes on fuel. Be it fuel to get up and down the road, which we don't.
150 quid a week, something like that.
Fuel for the generator.
Fuel and baked beans.
Yep. We live in this idyllic, untouched part of the world, but it seems even here is under threat, from a new £600 million piling line to be exact.
It's a controversial plan that's caused a great deal of protest. Giant electricity pylons running from Beaulieu in the Highlands to Denny in Stirlingshire.
The whole point of this line is to take renewable energy from wind farms and future wave and tidal power schemes from the north of Scotland to the markets in the south. And people along the route are saying, well, we get the blight, but we don't get the benefit.
It's a shame that they have to put in these huge pylons. I would have been against them putting in the pylons regardless of whether I had electric or not. But the fact that I don't have electric just makes it even worse for me. It's even tougher when you see the pylons, you know, so close to your house. You see these huge pylons going in and all this electric being shipped away and I can't even turn on the light or the washing machine or the hoover. It's just madness. As far as Ian is concerned, all these pylons have ever brought is rubbish.
Every morning you get a fresh Red Bull can on the side of the road, so I'm picking them up. I've got a carrier bag full of them, and when I find the offending person I'll be depositing the carrier bag full of Red Bull cans in their pickup truck, and along with a message from me, you know. They won't be throwing out Red Bull cans anymore, I tell you.
Come on, in you go. if you like. You put that down there as well, Douglas. Good boy. Ian's rants aside, we chose to live here, as it's a great place to bring up a family. Oh, it's so Steve. Ewan painted his nails up. I see. With Ewan and Douglas using computers in class, it's hard not to be worried that our way of living might affect them later on. Although Ian and I don't always see eye to eye on this.
I think they'd be better off educated at home, self-sufficient, growing their own vegetables in their own garden. I think they'd have a grand life. Whose job is it to dry the dishes? Mine. Well, get on with it now. Winter freeze on the way. Warning that temperatures will plunge as low as -15. Now, if they're predicting that and they actually get -15, we'll be easily 5 degrees below that. Easily 5, if not more.
My handwriting's quite big, and I think that's because it's got to be quite neat so I can read it in the dark with just a candle or a torch. You know, your homework's just another job that you've got to do before you go out and do the rest of your jobs.
It's dark out here. Ooh, there's the moon. Rabbit's not sleeping yet. Always check just to make sure it's not a weird rabbit. What's the temperature? About -5, I'd say.
With the nearest street light 6 miles away,
Hello, Fitzy, my boy.
it can get a little dark, which for Ian is like waving a red flag to a bull.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's all the council tax stuff.
Well, as you can tell, I resent my council tax for my street lighting whenever I've questioned it. For your street lighting, where's my street lighting around here, you know? I think I should be given some kind of exemption or a wee bit of leniency anyway. Whoops, I think that landed in the sauce.
Oh no, it goes straight into the cheese sauce, Ian.
I think we'll go outside.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Jack, be quiet.
It's the weekend. Time for Ian to marshal the workforce.
You go!
Although not everyone comes under his command. Douglas prefers a different world.
I don't like any work. Complete poems and songs of Robert Burns.
That's your favourite?
Yeah. Well.
This is a scrap metal pile. This is I gather this up all over the place. When the price goes high in the winter time, I run that off down to the scrapyard. You know, there's money in where there's muck, there's brass. Aye, I love scrap.
My heart's in the Highlands. My horse is not here. My heart's in the Highlands, are chasing the deer, chasing the wild deer, following the road. My heart's in the Highlands, where I ever go. Farewell to the Highlands, farewell to the north. The birthplace of valour, the country of worth.
We pulled these out of the junk pile to sell them because there's old Briggs and Stratton engines on them and they've been lying around the croft for years and we've been putting them on eBay. Basically, I had 6 old Flymos there that come out of my mum and dad's garden and Sarah sold them to a bloke the other day for £80, which was very good.
Our family skills don't end here. We can even turn wood into cash.
It gives you a work ethic for the rest of your life. You don't turn your nose up to a bit of work. As life goes on, you're people just get too much for nothing.
Now I realise why you're all working on a Saturday morning, because your dad's helping you get a work ethic.
I've been telling them that for years. They will thank me one day for making them work all the time. It's all for your own good.
It's not fair.
In return for the wood, a friend in the village has given Ian a broken down dumper. You're looking at 800 quid's worth of rusted metal. I met Ian 19 years ago. After a brief flirt with the outside world, we returned here to his family croft. Quickly, I fell in love with the croft. It sometimes feels like we found Coogie, but Coogie made us. Ian's parents bought this place in 1962. Years of being cooped up in the city made them want a better life for their children.
That was our first vision of the house. My mother had a fit when she saw it. It was just a wooden house up on a hill. We were living in a council house in Cardiff with 7 children. We needed space. We came up in our Bedford van, following a forester. I hadn't seen Coogie, but I had this sudden feeling that this was it.
And now us. Between the children, Ian and I, we've worked hard to turn the Glen into our home.
It's a very special place, our own little world.
Come on, come on. There were literally 20 or 30 of them in these trees here, and they're just scattered into the trees around it. There might be some in this tree here. The ravens, they come together, and it's often in this area, quite often just on the hill opposite us. There's them playing away over here. They were an omen, an old Scottish omen. When the ravens would appear, they would foretell death. Judging by the amount of ravens here, I think there's going to be an awful lot of death going on.
Ravens may have supernatural powers, but as far as I know, they can't foresee a city boy trying to make a living.
The solar heating man. Right, hurry up, come on, let's get this over and done with. I've got a busy man, like.
I can't bear to be in the room with Ian when he's speaking to people like that. I always say to them, oh, don't bother coming up, there's no point. Ian goes, no, come up, yeah, we want solar panels.
And then it's going down into your feed-in tariff meter, and then electricity that you're using, you can use in the house in daylight hours.
But this is connected to the national grid.
Yeah, that's correct.
So this would obviously balance out any variations as the sun goes in and out behind the clouds. So basically, without my national grid feed-in...
Yeah, you'd still be generating...
He might be abrupt, but Ian does have a knack of cutting to the chase.
So for this system to work for me, I need the sun to shine at night.
Yeah.
So, Pococks 1, solar panels 0. Time to rustle up some dinner.
Right, she's faster than a feeding bullock. Excellent. If you want me to do the rest now.
Do you ever feel any emotions at this point, or?
Lots. Absolutely, very much so. Yeah, because I feel for my sheep. You breed them, and you look after them, and then you eat them. Yeah, I feel butterflies in my stomach, always, whenever I slaughter a beast. Come on out of there. Come on. There you go, there's one down. Come on, Yaz, out you go.
I don't know what I feel anymore.
Eh?
I don't really know what I feel.
Just food. We'll have liver, kidneys, heart. We'll eat that tonight, perhaps, for dinner, tomorrow. And no, that's just the rest will get chopped up in the next couple of days and be all packed up in sealed bags and go into the deep freeze, which we'll eat over the course of the winter. You want tea or coffee, Barry?
Coffee, please. I used to find this gory, but over the years I've learnt to cope. It's just a way of life for us. Plus, I wouldn't want to do Ian's bit. You get people going, oh, how can you do that? Oh, how can you eat that? Well, they eat it as well. You know, people eat meat all the time. They just buy it from the supermarket. It's no different. The animal has to go through all this just the same. And so in my eyes, it's hypocritical to say, that's disgusting, how can you do that, that poor sheep, when they're going to go home and eat mutton chops for dinner. And it came from a sheep too.
How do the kids deal with it?
Kids don't mind it at all. Kids were brought up with it, so I don't ask them to help me. But they all do. They all help.
I'm more like Dad and he's more like Mum. Aren't you? You really think that?
Yeah.
I think I'm more like Dad, you're more like Mum. Blonde hair, long blonde hair. Yeah, girl.
You remind me of your dad a fair bit.
Yeah. Everybody say that, like I'm just a small version of Dad. But I don't think so.
You're better looking, maybe? Is that what you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to be climbing that mountain later. Well, in a minute, actually. I really like living here on the Croft because I'm able to go bobbing around on my bicycle and not get, like, run over.
Growing up here, it's out of the way and it's different. And you don't realise how different you are until you go to school.
Somebody's chopped the antlers off. Ah, the keeper.
You know, you talk to people and they don't believe half the stuff you do because it's just so far out for them. Myself and my brothers, we just think it's normal.
I should have stayed and looked around a bit. I would have probably found the guts and everything.
At the start of high school, I told my friends that we lived in the middle of nowhere and they didn't really believe me.
Where's your house?
What? Just down there.
I told them we had no electricity and they didn't believe that either. In the end, they came to the conclusion that they thought I lived in a cave. I guess they were kind of right.
But really, we're just like any other family.
Kath has chucked out some internal organs for dinner.
Sheep kidneys.
Ah, yes. What lovely things have you got in this bucket
This
here?
is hearts.
Mmm. Yummy.
It's a pretty horrible one. This is a nice one, look.
Oh, delicious. Looks great.
You've done that.
Oh, there's the chops.
Yeah.
Nice dinner. You in a shop?
I'm going to big plate down and get the cup here. Winter, my favourite season. The promise of Christmas and loads of snow. Barely a year has passed since I arrived when we haven't been buried in over 6 foot of snow.
That'll do, Ryan, my boy. Let's call it a day, my boy. Let's go and find something else to do.
It's the beginning of December, and our friend Annie in the village has lent us some top grazing ground where the horses can winter.
We're off to school.
Right, have a good day. It's 9:01, boys, so go like the wind. Be careful on the road, eh?
Right, okay. This is...
In the local school, there is one class for primary 5, 6 and 7, so Ewan and Douglas are side by side. That's if Ewan can sit still.
The highest you can go, that says 4. No. Angles, yes, I love angles. I don't like reading. I much prefer to be outside. I've got lots of friends in school. Lots of people like me. I'm popular. Yes, very popular.
11, 12, up to 14.
Everyone in my class has got mains electricity. So they've all got like PSPs and everything. And I'm just different.
Yay, snow. Snow came last night. And just when we need it the most, the generator packs in. Ian has a novel way of keeping the lights on though.
It's look a lot like Christmas.
You'll be out there on Christmas Eve looking for Santa's sleigh.
He doesn't come here in a sleigh. He comes here in a helicopter. If he came here with reindeer, they'd end up in the freezer. What are we having for Hogmanay dinner? Reindeer.
Present for the wife. You forgot to put your apron on, Sash.
This one or this one?
It's got the piggies on it, honey. That's more apt.
Dining room chair.
Annie's wanting us to take a head down to her scraped, and she wants us to cut it in half as well, so she can fit it in her pot and boil it up. Let's all do the head, honey. Will it?
Yes.
I
need a receptacle.
I'll give you a pot now.
Perfect.
Right, I'll take that down to Annie's. Annie.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. Excellent.
I've got a head for you.
Annie is our local brain specialist. She will make a wonderful brawn patty out of this.
Come on, ducky, ducky, duckies.
If you need a facelift, a nose job, or anything, you know, this is the place to come. You know?
Yeah. You make a wonderful surgeon, Ian.
Back at the croft, the generator is finally working. Roll on, Christmas!
One of these is a bottomless pocket. Look, I'll put it in and then never see it again. It's dead.
Oh, I can't wait to see those faces. Driving home for Christmas, yeah. Well, I'm moving down that line.
There's one type's curly kale.
Living so close to nature, we're pretty self-sufficient. From growing our own vegetables to livestock, it's like the good life up here. But with it, there are ups and downs. Just a few days to Christmas, and we've been given an unwelcome present.
Can't believe it, the inverter's packed in. I don't know why. I don't know why the inverter's not working. I don't have another inverter.
If Ian doesn't get this fixed, my plans for a cosy Christmas don't exactly look good.
Oh my God!
And if there's one time you want power, it's Christmas time.
Mate, I'm stuck. At least they work. The kids are so going to notice this because they want Earth has happened to our tree. I only want to make it better for them. Oh no!
January, and there's hardly any snow, by our standards anyway. With the new year comes a chance for us all to think about the future.
Sarah.
Keen to expand our empire, Ian has bought some buggies to go along with the pony trekking.
I'll get maybe 8 of them.
Oh my God, they're so cool.
Once you've got 8 of these all lined up, people are going to go, yeah, we want a shot of them, you know?
For Ryan, it's time to think long term.
Well, I see myself as midway between child and adult, so I quite like it. For a few years, I never knew what I was going to do, but now I'm trying to apply for North Highland College in Thurso to go and do gamekeeping. Gives me something to work for.
And me? I've decided enough is enough. Ian's mum is ploughing through 60% of her pension on fuel alone, so something has to be done.
Mains electricity would be great if they would just come and put it in.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be on the cards at all. I mean, I've had 3 different firms up here now to assess us, and they've said turbine.
Why we don't get these grants for turbines and we don't get the grants for the solar panels is because you've got to feed back into the grid.
It's like Groundhog Day here. Renewables should be the answer, but they just don't work for us.
I've lived with it and lived with it and lived with it and lived with it, and now I realise I've started thinking about the possibility of having it, that I'm like, I need it now. I think, well, why the hell should I have to live without it now?
Yet, for all my chasing modern living, you get mornings like this, where the sound of silence makes our way of life so beautiful.
See ya.
Have fun.
School.
Yes, you do. You can sat over days listening to this.
I don't like flying. I don't want to see this.
Ryan and Sarah have a round trip of over 40 miles every day. But for Ian, distance isn't the issue.
Our children have some of the highest attendances in the school, so we're quite proud of that. I didn't actually go to school quite as often as I should have at all. Maybe that's a little bit of an understatement. I was not a frequent school goer actually at all. I spent a lot of time up here working on the croft. So I think I'd have been able to make a better job of what I'm doing here today if I'd stuck at school.
I don't really like school, sort of trapped there at the moment. Every day I wake up, it's sort of like a chore off to school. I just can't wait to get out.
It's something very much on both Ryan and Sarah's minds as they begin their final few months of school. But the shadow of the croft has a habit of drawing attention.
So Ryan, how many bears have you wrestled with your bare hands?
After just missing out on a place last year, Sarah is hoping to get into veterinary nursing at Napier University.
This time last year, I didn't really want to leave. You know, I liked the comfort of it. And now, this time, it's like, no, I want out now.
Whilst they both want to leave, everything is still up in the air for them.
Isn't she cute? This is how Sarah sleeps. She puts clothes on to go to bed because it's so cold in her bedroom.
For us, we're caught between being parents and what it means to the future of the croft. With each passing day, we become more and more aware of how reliant we are on our children.
So what will happen when your brood all leave?
You never know. Ryan might go away and get his qualifications, come back. Can't see it. I think he'll get a job in an estate somewhere. Maybe Ewan might stay and take over the business. But we'll have to wait and see. So, we just fear the worst and hope for the best. Just don't know.
Today, Sarah has her all-important interview in the big smoke, leaving me outside looking like a plum.
I texted Ian just to say that her interview was at 12:30, and I said I'm really nervous. I think I'm more nervous than she is, because she seems quite calm, which I suppose is good. It's good. Fingers crossed. She deserves it though, she really does, you know, she deserves to get in. She's worked so hard.
Hi, Steve.
How did it go?
I think it went really well. I hope so. She said there was no reason why I shouldn't get an unconditional offer. She said I've got everything that I need to have, all my work experience, all my grades. So I just got to wait for a letter. It depends on how many other people applied and how good they are with their grades. So, but I think it went well. The woman was very pleased. Wait, stop it, Mum. It's a bit embarrassing.
Nice. It's an interesting landscape, there's no doubt about that.
Far, far north, in a place that makes the Croft look like the metropolis, Ryan has an interview for an apprenticeship.
You looking forward to speaking to this gentleman about your future employment? They're called guinea fowl.
Do they lay eggs?
Yeah, they do. Guinea fowl eggs. Oh, they're brilliant. Look at them. How do you think it went?
I think it went pretty well. Yeah, I managed to answer everything he asked me, and seems happy with it.
So the big question, Ryan, is he going to give you the job?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Just wait and see.
I certainly hope so, Ryan.
Springtime, and winter has finally released its grip of the glen. It's a time of great excitement as the Croft comes back to life and trekkers begin to venture out. And for me, it's time to put my hand where my mouth is. My local councillor has suggested that I contact the people who are building the new pylon line to see what they can offer.
I'd hope that they'll get back to me with quite good news on the subject, because I think it's not like there's going to be lots and lots of people writing them a letter like this, needing electric. Everybody's got electric nowadays, so it's a pretty much one-off kind of thing.
But Croft life has a habit of interrupting. It's lambing season, so Ewan and Sarah are on the lookout for any problems. Our old Ewe has just given birth to twins, but one of them is not doing too well.
What are you trying to do, Sarah?
I'll clean out his airways and then try and get it to feed. It's not one to suck off. No. Come on, yo.
Oh, what a shame. Come on.
After an hour trying unsuccessfully to get the lamb to suckle, we decide to take it into the house.
Yeah, no. Now, the whole plan is
You drink this now.
you take a little bit of this, right? This whole stiff neck of yours.
Come on, get those legs working. Yeah, come on.
New mum for the spring. That's the idea.
Lamb head broth.
Ewan.
Fried lamb. We could
What are
roast
they
you.
saying?
We could roast you and then we could put you in the deep fat fryer. Right.
You and you're mean.
No, I didn't do it.
Me, and both Ryan and Sarah have some good news.
Excellent. Oh, well done. Got a last place in the college, so.
This is my letter. Well, basically I've got an unconditional, so I don't actually have to keep going to school at all, because it means I could just... No, it doesn't.
I started in the first or second week in June, so.
What?
So yeah, Mum looks like she'll be getting rid of me and Ryan this year. So lucky her. Hey, Mum.
No, I'm really sad.
No, she's not. She hates us.
So pleased. Isn't your dad smiling?
I can't help thinking that Ryan's got the better end of the deal. Sarah's got to pay thousands of pounds a year in accommodation fees, and she's going to come out of her 6 years of studies with a £22,000 bill. Ryan, after 2 years, is going to come out with a Land Rover, a shotgun, and he's going to have lived up the north of Scotland, living on the best of food. So,
Lower down the headlines, I got the answer from the piling company.
Yeah, what's your news then?
Scottish and Southern Energy got back to me, wrote me a letter saying budget line into the Croft
between 200 and 230,000 pounds. Please, can I get back to him if it's acceptable?
Send him the cheque.
And the price doesn't include the cost of digging the trench for the cables.
You sound like you're not really that pleased.
Well, I would be delighted if I had a spare £200,000 to pay for it. I would be delighted that they were willing to do it. But as it is, I don't have that kind of money. I was kind of hoping they might go, oh, poor girl living at the end of the glen. And there's us putting up these huge pylons, destroying her view, destroying her business in this rural landscape. Just as a wee, you know, niceness, we'll give her some electric. No chance. Clearly, this is going to take far longer than I thought. Luckily, Plan B arrives. Meet our shiny new generator. This will half our diesel costs.
Get away! Touch it with those hands. That's fine. All we need is a bicycle here, like, you know, a small child, you know. Bastard! Oh, that's nice.
Summer, the busiest season of all.
Why don't you help?
A heat wave has brought tourists from near and far, and Ian is brimming with energy.
If you've got a damp arse, it does give you a little bit of a tingle, you know? If I leap up, right, you know what's happened. You know I'm sitting on a damp patch. Oh, God, I hate doing this.
I'm now working full time, doing the very thing I enjoy the most. Luckily, number 2 is holding the fort.
The last couple of years she's done all the jobs that mum would be expected to do. So the boys would come home from school and she would sort of chase them upstairs, get them changed out of their school clothes, you know, and feed the animals, make the dinner. And she's an absolute godsend. But I mean, we work as a team. I don't think any of us could work without the rest of us.
Ever the entrepreneur, Ian has an idea based on our family holidays on horseback. 1 hour treks bring in the cash. But what if we were to go for days?
It's kind of wild tours that I'm hoping to do. Camping, out in the hills, maybe a little bit of fishing. And obviously we'll light a campfire and we'll do all our cooking on the campfire. And we'll reach some really remote, rugged, wild places. It's a lovely way to see the countryside, so I think it'll take off quite well. So yes, I'm very optimistic about it. Not so sure that this horse is so optimistic. I think he just wants to stay at home and eat grass.
While Ian dreams of sharing the good life, I'm meeting the leader of the Highland Council to see how we can get some electricity.
Hello, Sasha.
Hi there. I've got the letter from them, but I haven't got
You
the
have it
letter.
with you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that they
Can I have a
sent
look
me,
at it?
yes.
Ooh, that is eye-watering, isn't it? So it's close, but just outside your grasp.
It's just outside my grasp. You know, it's just, you look at it and you think, gee whiz, you know, I mean, I know it's more difficult than just, you know, put a line from there to my house. You know, I know it's more difficult than that. But having said that, they're spending millions of pounds putting this electric down there, you know, and what I would want is a drop in the ocean. I mean, I am an asset to the community in the fact that people are spending money, they're staying in accommodation, they're buying food.
Mm-hmm. Now, I wouldn't want to get your hopes up there, but I think it's definitely worth writing to somebody a bit more senior and saying, you're in this position, there is all this electricity generation going on nearby, is there something you could consider?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks now. He seemed quite, you know, hopeful. He'll write a letter for me, which is good. So, we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see who he gets in contact with and who gets back to me.
I started all this because I wanted a better life for the children, making today feel that little bit hollow.
Go and start digging out clothes then. They're leaving, right? They're off. Right now? Well, yeah, pretty much, Ryan. Yes, this is you. Get it together. Get it in here. Where's your waterproof? Wellington boots. Walking stick. Condoms. Cuddly toy.
He's not
not taking that on up the road with him, is he?
Yes,
Of course he is.
Flip's sake.
Do they suit me?
Well, it's better. Actually, I prefer he took that up the road than it was left in my little boy's bedroom. Send out parcels of fairy cakes. There's carrots, chili con carne, cauliflower bake, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he's a good big brother, isn't he? He's good to you. Yeah, we're all going to miss him, no doubt about that. He's a good boy. He's a lovely laddie.
I feel sick. Silly, really, as he's only going to be 2 hours up the road. Finally, the day has come, and we can't put it off anymore. The weather seems to sum up what we're all feeling.
Really pleased for him. That's good. He's off, onwards and upwards, off to better things.
Have you not got stuff that? No. So if you're speaking to anyone on the estate, you know, any of your guests, give them pony drinking leaflets if they're interested.
How do you think Ryan will cope?
I think he'll do very well. I mean, he's going to find it strange for a start being all electric. No swinging of a generator. There you are. No, I'm proud of him. He's going to do okay, and I think he's chosen the right way to go. He's a country lad.
Look at that. I'm sore.
Ryan, take your dog. See you later, guys.
Don't shoot too many deer and catch too many fish. We don't want you having too much fun.
Right, we'll see you later, guys. Have a good day. Good job, thanks.
See you later.
See you later, folks. Eh?
Don't take any dogs! Bye! Bye!
A week has passed since Ryan left home, and gradually we're getting used to his absence. Luckily, today should be fun, and a chance to think about something else. Ready for my adventure in the mountains? Convinced of his idea for long treks, Ian has found 3 townies in search of an adventure.
Looking forward to your ride then?
I think we're most nervous about. We made it an elephant carrier.
Aye, we'll sort it out. Laughlin's got everything. He's got a wardrobe, kitchen sink, everything. You know?
First off, let's remove a bit of the city from them.
Stuff you don't need, Lackey, put to the cart.
Right, so that I don't need.
Bog roll, we've got a roll. There's only one roll for all of us. This is Orbit. This guy's really good on the treks. You load him up in the mornings, it's just like loading up Buckaroo. You wonder when he's going to explode and it's all going to go everywhere.
Okay.
Your keys to your Jeep. Oh, there you go, hold up. I'll just put one on the windowsill, just...
Even small prized possessions are too much.
He's just had his Jeep taken away and now he's got a horse.
We're heading off into the hills for 3 days of riding and wild camping.
Feel like John?
I'm getting cramped right now.
Oh, no.
Neither Kevin nor Lachlan have ridden, and Yvonne not since she was a young girl. I hope Ian knows what he's doing.
The horses are very, very gentle. They're sure-footed. They inspire confidence in the riders.
What we want most, though, is for people just to relax and see a part of the world that's very special to us.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. You are so lucky.
I've never seen an eagle.
Well, there you go. That is the golden eagle.
Morning, you.
Oh, it's lucky to see it, you know.
Absolutely perfect.
Despite their inexperience, our intrepid explorers quickly settle in.
I would love to have a snowboard up here.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, these lovely big smooth hills here must be good for it, you know.
First of all, didn't like horses, never touched a horse, and here I was going on a trek for 3 days.
You're seeing right above Bewley, etc. there, Bewley, Murivord. Enjoy the view for a few minutes.
I've always wanted to be out in the mountains, just to be away from civilization and be a bit more real, I suppose.
Just walk alongside him, just like walking the dog, you know.
How much horse riding have you done before this?
About 20 minutes.
So what's been the feeling then?
The feeling so far has been mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, and I would definitely do it again if I got the chance, definitely.
The overnight appealed to me, and
Let's be honest, Kevin, buying the tent appealed to you.
Yeah, that was exciting.
And going fishing appealed to you. That was the hooks.
Yeah.
And the rest was kind of the in-between bit that you were going to have to get through.
Yeah. Yes, I've caught one. We won.
Yeah! Where is it?
There.
He's going back. He's too wee. I have to be a wee bit closer because he's so tiny. Smile.
It's worked out well. They've enjoyed it, as have we. And let's be honest, it's a pretty sweet job riding in the hills for days on end.
It's very positive. The business is growing and it gives you confidence that you're doing the right thing.
And they're also different as well. They've got all different personalities.
You seem far more content these days.
That's because the pony trekking season started and my bank balance is filling up again after last winter.
Down the glen, Sarah's away for a fortnight's work experience before she heads to university.
How do tortoises grow? Whenever we had the vets up, they would always save the animals, or, you know, because the only thing we would get vets up is for extreme things. So they'd usually save their lives, or, you know, something big like that. And I guess I've always wanted to, you know, help animals like that.
What do you think about animals then?
What do you think about animals? Well, they're big and fuzzy and smell bad. What do I think about animals? You never know, I might come up and do my placements here in second, third year maybe.
It's going to be really strange without her here. And I'm going to worry all the time. I'm going to be on the phone to her every 2 minutes. Are you okay, Sarah, in the big bad city? I'll really miss her. It'll change everything, like just the way things happen at home, because for a while it's going to be like losing one of my arms.
We've got to burn out the sort of bad bit of. There you go. What's that?
That's it.
Yeah, I suppose Ewan and Douglas will grow up quick when Sarah and Ryan leave. I think they'll probably grow up quite fast. Ewan will become the man of the house below Dad, you know, he'll have to become the big guy. So I don't know. I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. You don't know how it's going to all pan out, but time will tell. Time for the father-son talk.
You'll be the man of the house now, eh, Ewan?
I'm only small.
You'll be my main...
I will grow.
Oh, you'll grow. You'll be my main man, Ewan.
Always am. Always have been.
No, you're a great wee helper, Ewan. You're a really good helper.
So not quite the birds and the bees, but living here, I think Ewan might be across all that. August, and after 9 months of talking about it, D-Day has arrived. The man from the piling company is coming, and we will find out whether we will or will not get mains electricity.
Steve, I've got my makeup on. You're not allowed to film me when I've got my makeup on.
If this meeting goes well, it will completely change our way of life.
I'm not putting a generator on for them.
Oh, I could light a candle. A candle so they can read their paperwork. Drew Hendry, leader of the Highland Council, has also driven up to the end of the glen to lend his support. With the stakes so high, cameras have been refused. Well, the decision has been made. And unless we win the lottery, it's fair to say we aren't getting electricity anytime soon.
Well, that was a bit of a waste of time, wasn't it?
No, well, he's looking, going to show around to look into other options.
I think this is going to be quite a complex issue to get a solution for because of the difficulties of the location and the fact that the grid connection is just so far away. But, you know, we've got to look at absolutely every opportunity and open every door to see what can be done.
How did it get on?
Yeah,
Are we going to get electricity now?
Well, it's not. It didn't go quite, you know, as well as it could have gone. I don't think getting a power line from Hilton to here is really going to be a possibility. But what they are going to do is they're going to go away and look into alternative ways of getting us power. So, you know.
I don't think there's a great deal of distance in renewables here.
Wind?
Solar, the wind is not very...
Really windy.
I feel a bit silly now, getting all our hopes up, daring to dream of a different life. We're back to the same old debate we had at the start of all this.
Basically, those the wind farms out there feed into the national grid, so, and it's not a regulated source of power. Yeah, it's cool, sir. They'll give us an excuse to come down and visit you in Edinburgh. You got everything? Is that Mum's bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perhaps better then that Sarah is leaving home for university, so her way of life doesn't get in the way of her education and future career. But boy, am I going to miss her. We all are.
Look, Mum, there's the castle.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll have to go and see the castle. Go, go, go.
Cool, cool, cool. And we're going this way.
Let's drive over all the people. Oh.
This is cool.
Yeah, so many people.
You might run you over. So there you have it. Our lives. My family over the last 12 months. It's only when I look back now I realise just how big a year it really has been. David might have been beaten by the electrical Goliath this time, but at the end of the day, we're no worse off than we were a year ago. At least we tried. As for the 21st century, well, it can wait. Thanks for watching.
Milton Jones, Carl Donnelly and Joe Caulfield were the guests pulling apart the headlines back in June 2012. Mock the Week again next.